Lenses, there's your white dot. There's your white dot. You're gonna line up that white line and it'll just click into place. This will slide over and out, and you have dual SD cards. This will use the faster cards as well. Your battery will slide over here, and that's your Sony batteries. They just slide in one way, and you're good to go there. The settings are the biggest thing that I like and I want to recommend the most. So right off the bat, I'm going to recommend everybody shoot in manual mode. In manual, we are going to be able to adjust these 3 settings, but I can still make it easy. So I'll show you that in a second. But what I want you to know is you have 1, 2, 3, 4 dials. So I would recommend set up every camera this way, but in your menu, underneath this toolbox, there is Operation Customize. And what this allows you to do is you can program every button on your camera. The major one I want to go to is, so we're under menu, toolbox, custom key. This last one is dials. My advice would be to set this to shutter speed. So we just highlight that, we click yes, shutter speed. This dial, I will program to be aperture. Here's where you have some choices. We have 2 dials left. Yeah. You have 2 dials left. I would probably put this to be ISO. So this dial, we can push this and we can change this to ISO. So now we have shutter, aperture, ISO. If you want to, you could set this to exposure compensation, like that. Or you could make that ISO or aperture. You can program these any way you want. Here's the beauty of having this set up this way. The whole beauty of the lenses that you guys just bought is that these lenses are 2-pointed apertures. Therefore, I can roll this front wheel and lower my aperture to 2.8. I'm taking advantage of my lenses. I can change this dial to change shutter speed and shoot as fast or as slow as I want. So if you set this to 250 and that at 250 or 2.8, you could set your ISO to automatic and you have a full-blown automatic camera, but you are in full manual. You're taking advantage of your lens. If you want to shoot at 1,000th of a second and freeze action, I don't know if I can do this while I'm on the... I can freeze action.
Oh, yeah.
Versus if I slow my shutter speed down, my hand will be a blurred mess.
Yeah.
So you can just change your shutter speed and the camera will take care of the rest. For people who want to get into this more advanced, I do like changing your ISO, and we can change your ISO, we can change your aperture, we can change your shutter speed, and we can see how the picture is changing through the viewfinder or the back of the screen.
Nice.
Okay, next. Under this little function menu, this is where your quick settings are. Think about your cell phone swiping up or swiping down. These are your main things you're gonna want to change. I want you to put autofocus as AFC, and we are going to leave this on the normal autofocus mode. I have a little more I can show you if you want in a second, but that's where you'll normally be. What this means is the camera will constantly be tracking your object. So that tracking capability is awesome. This is going to be this is where you're going to be able to change continuous shooting. So we can leave it on single shot and take 1 shot at a time, or we can put it on continuous low, or continuous medium, or continuous high, or continuous high plus. It's crazy. So super fast. My last thing I'll show you, and I can always go over more, but I recommend changing the C2 button. You're doing more photo or video?
Photo.
Okay, so this C2 button, in your menu, under the toolbox again, we can customize what that button does. So we go to that page. Right now it's autofocus area. I'm gonna move it to switch autofocus area. So if you copy what I'm showing you on all cameras, you'll be golden. What I like about this is we've changed this button now, and now we're gonna go to autofocus. So that's that little purple tab over here.
Yep.
And we'll go to autofocus area and autofocus area limit. My advice is to delete every one but 3.
Oh.
So what I like about this is now, I'll show you in a second, now you have large, medium, small. Large, it will constantly track and does a great job. But if you want to zero in on a player or an object, you have a zone or you have a spot. And those two will lock onto an object and won't let go. So, to show you what we're doing, if we push our little C2 button right here, in wide, it's picking my object. I'm trying to, it's picking the object and my hand goes away. Okay, bye.
Yeah.
And now I move back. Okay, now you want this. Versus if you push this, now we have a zone. See that little boxes in the center? Now when it grabs an object, it won't let go of my hand. So it's locking onto my hand and it's not letting go.
So great for action.
Or you can do a single box and you can pick one single thing and it's keeping that in focus. So large, medium, small.
I like it.
Screen flips out. You can program these other buttons, which you could ever talk about. For people who don't want to mess with ISO, this is lockable, so you can lock that button and now it can't be adjusted. And then you just push it again to unlock it. And then again, put it right up to your eye and it will automatically switch there. Any other things you want me to go over?